welcome to this episode of MoodyTalks. I'm going to be talking about my adventures in Vietnam. I really enjoyed Vietnam. It was definitely my favorite country out of the whole trip so far. It all started off with the trip to Ho Chi Minh City, which is a busy city, very crowded, full of bustle, and I stayed in this cute little room in a library, and the family there welcomed me, so it was very warm, vibrant welcome into Vietnam. The first full day I went there, I went to visit the Cu Chi tunnels, which are the tunnels that were used for the Vietnam War. It was great to get an inside experience to the whole strategy in the war, even though war is very damaging, it is very depressing with what it has caused. But it's interesting to see, the tunnels they created, how small they were, and all the strategies and all the weapons that they created and the traps. And I went inside this little tunnel, and it's barely enough to fit a grown man like myself. And so I decided to make my way through the little tunnels, and I'm scuttling my way through, and there was actually a bat just on the top of the tunnels, and there's no room for me to get through without not touching the bat. So I'm sitting there just shaking my body, of just freaking out, like trying to build up the courage to get through. And it was an interesting experience because I eventually made my way to run, but the bat kept flying past me, so I had to keep facing the same bat over and over again. And the people outside the tunnel were getting quite concerned because I was taking a while. Now I know what it feels like to be Batman. So Ho Chi Minh was a very busy city, and I was only there for one full day, as I eventually made my way down to Hoi An, which is a beautiful and quaint city. I was welcomed by an amazing host named Jolie, so if you ever get the chance to visit Hoi An, definitely hit up Jolie's villa. She was a great host, we had some great chats, and she really made me feel welcome. And it is such a beautiful city. It's very traditional, it's still preserved in its old traditional state. And there are so many restaurants, so many cafes, so many shops, so many markets, and they are famous for their silk creation and their leathery goods, so there's a lot of things you could buy. I was actually saying to myself, if I were to ever live in a place that I visit, it probably would be Hoi An. And I went on a food tour there, had some great food with some other Australians, so it was good to meet someone from my hometown. And I even had the experience of buying a new suit in Vietnam. I had no plans to buy a suit until I was coaxed by this lady. I was like, alright, I'll just check out your suit, but I won't buy anything. And man, they were great saleswomen. Before I knew it, they were measuring me, and I had cash in my hand, and I bought this suit that I don't even need. So they were really incredible saleswomen. Somehow got myself into this hole. But hey, new suit. So that was an interesting experience. Also did a bike tour with an incredibly funny woman, cracking jokes all day. So it was a great tour to get to know a bit more about the villages, the islands, and the more traditional jobs of Vietnam. And that was fun. And I had some spectacular views as well. And I went down to Hanoi, which is a lovely town. Great host. I stayed with a couple from Canada, and they were very funny, very welcoming. Had some great chats with them as well. And I also did a tour with a lady. Again, I just kept getting tours by myself instead of groups, which usually happens. And she explained about Vietnam, their traditional foods, their traditional lifestyle, and certain places around Hanoi. There's great views built around this lake, which is incredible. We took a cyclo, which is where a person rides a bike and you're sitting in the front in a little carriage. And incredible views by the lake and the buildings, the architecture. It really is a beautiful city, which again I wasn't expecting. I also made my way up further north to Halong Bay, which is absolutely spectacular. We went on a boat tour, and I stayed there overnight. The first night I went down kayaking around the caves, which was such an incredible experience. Got to meet couples from Germany, some people from Spain, some people from around Asia, so it was great to be around some company of people that you haven't met and you're getting to know. And they had great food. How do I know that? I don't normally eat seafood, but their seafood was amazing. That's why it was great food, great cooking. We also went down to caves to explore the caves. It really was beautiful to be out with the nature on a boat, and there was about 20 other boats carrying about, I don't know, 30 people in each boat. And yeah, it was an incredible experience. And then I made my way back to Vietnam in Hanoi to eventually get to Japan. But Vietnam was an incredible experience, mainly because of the people that were there. I was able to get to know people, I was able to meet people, I was able to have some great experiences. So Vietnam is an incredible country to check out. If you ever get the chance, definitely get into there and meet the beautiful people that are there. Meet the people with stories, you know, with a history that will inspire you and challenge you and encourage you. And I really love Vietnam, and I'm so thankful for my opportunity to experience the country and the beauty of its people. Till next time.